Alright, ladies and gentlemen, wow, what a game we had here tonight on Sunday Night Football, the main event, the final game of the regular season, Week 18, division title on the line, and that second half, the second half delivered. There were only, I think, 13 combined points in the first half, but in the second half, these offenses went off. Pittsburgh then went off in the third quarter with a field goal, had a touchdown, then a field goal, and then there were 27 combined points in the fourth quarter. Neither defense could get a stop, and the Steelers missed that extra point. I'm like, oh my gosh, they're going to lose. And then the Ravens pick up that 4th and 7. I'm like, yeah, they're definitely going to lose now. 44-yard field goal. Tyler Loop, who's been amazing this year, I'm like, yeah, it's over, and then he misses. I'm just sitting here in shock. This was a phenomenal second half, a great football game in the really specifically the fourth quarter. The kicker missed, but the Ravens defense couldn't get a stop late. It was a collective failure. It's just easy to blame the kicker. And yeah, he missed the field goal. No denying that, but the defense just couldn't get a stop late when they needed it. The offense got the lead. They gave it back, and it's just kind of one of those back and forth games. And both kickers missed in the clutch. It's just one of them luckily got bailed out. And look, I'm not sure why the Ravens didn't try to get more yards to help their kicker. You had one timeout remaining. 5 to 10 yards is huge for any kicker, especially with the game on the line. But Tyler Loop might need to search for a new address. His can't miss that one after kicking the ball out of bounds earlier. And then he missed the field goal. He might need to find a new address after tonight. But Steelers, they haven't felt a roller coaster ride like this in a long time. And absolutely gutting loss for the Ravens. Want to come back after a 1-5 start to the season. Had a chance to win the division still. You know, they got lucky. The Steelers lost last week. They were able to win their game. And then just for the way to end like this must be heartbreaking. But Aaron Rodgers lives to play another day. But Chris Boswell and Tyler Loop traded Shank kicks under pressure. The second one carried a harsher punishment, though. The Steelers complete the AFC playoff field. But, man, what a heck of an effort by Aaron Rodgers tonight, especially in that second half. He's back in the playoffs for the first time in 4 years. It's probably a bit emotional, for him this year. Been an up and down season. And failing to clinch the division last week, a lot of people were thinking this week, the Ravens are going to beat them, and they probably should have, man. Their defense just fell apart in the second half. Once Kyle Hamilton went out, their defense was just Swiss cheese. Both defenses were Swiss cheese in the fourth quarter. But Aaron Rodgers, though, 294 yards, 31 of 47, a touchdown, had the game winner to Calvin Austin for the win. This game just felt like a microcosm of the season. Start off with impressive offensive showing versus the Bills. Steelers D. Dig a hole, show some life, lose the game, /playoffs. So, kind of just a microcosm of the season for the Baltimore Ravens. It's crazy stat. The Ravens beat 2 teams over 500 this season. Both games started by Tyler Huntley, which is crazy. But this game wasn't Lamar Jackson's fault. He threw... How many touchdowns he threw? I think he threw... 3. He threw 3 touchdowns, 2 of them to Zay Flowers, who just were left wide, and threw one to Tez Walker. And he actually led a clutch drive. He threw a nice 4th and 7 pass to who was Isaiah Likely. Hell of a catch, but a nice throw to get it there. I thought. This was just such an insane back and forth game, and we're gonna start just from start to finish of this one. And that was just a big moment for a rookie and Tyler Loop. Just tough to have that miss. Probably going to remember that all night. I totally understand the hate towards the kickers, but I'm tripping to think with 12 seconds and a timeout, why not run the ball with Derrick Henry and try to get as close as possible? 44 yards is no gimme with a rookie kicker looking like a deer in headlights. Try and get more yards, man. But Lamar was fabulous, but this Ravens season just has been fucked since they fucked away the fucking season opener in the fourth quarter in Buffalo. And just the defense, man, was just the thing. Yeah, let's just go over this from start to finish. Man, what a game. So let's get from the start here. The Steelers really struggled to run the ball early in this game, and they got going in the second half. Jalen Warren, they finally were able to get some runs going. So the start of this game, I believe, was 4th and 3. The Ravens went for it. The Steelers left Taz Walker wide open for a touchdown. He was a 4th round pick in 2024. I believe he has like 7 career receptions, 4 touchdowns, and like 100 and like probably 40 something yards. So fast start there by the Ravens. Dude, the Steelers left the Ravens wide open for like 3 touchdowns. 2 to Flowers, 1 to Walker. I think in the second quarter, Steelers can't run the ball. They couldn't run the ball. They had 5 runs for 6 total yards. Now then they were passing nonstop. Aaron Rodgers firing it high, low, wide. They had to figure something out. But they finally did once Kyle Hamilton went down, and that secondary is terrible without him. And then at the end of the half, they had, at the 1 yard line, they decided to flip it backwards to a running back standing at the 9 yard line. Like, what the hell is that? That could have been a big difference in this game if Kyle Hamilton didn't get hurt, but it's a big piece of their secondary. But still, they could have won it. They should have won this game despite that injury, because their offense, they were going bam for bam, bar for bar, and then the kicker misses a field goal. But standing at the 1 yard line, they flipped to the running back standing at the 9. That was just stupid. Surprised Arthur didn't call a pitch to Jonnu Smith. Had to count the guys twice to confirm they had 0 blockers out there. It's 1 guy versus 2 defenders. There are 8.2 billion people on Earth, and somehow Arthur Smith gets to call plays. Just a disaster class. They should have just done that push. The worst play call I've ever seen. How do you do this? Just kick the field goal at that point. If that's the play you're going to run, just kick a field goal at that point. That could have been a big play of this game. But then the Steelers offense just woke up in the second half. They come out immediately out of halftime, get a touchdown, and tie the game. There was a vintage dime from Aaron Rodgers to Adam Thielen. They end up scoring on the push. And this is at one point in the third quarter, mind you. The plays running the opponent's red zone, the Steelers had 13, the Ravens had none at one point. And the Ravens offense had a strong start to this game. But then at one point, on their first drive, they had 85 yards, and the next 6 drives, 73 yards, from 10 yards of play on drive number 1 to 2.5 yards on drives 2 through 7. So their offense went quiet for a little bit. They have a terrible offensive line, and their pass rush is terrible, and every time they go forward, they get called for a penalty or take a sack. But then their offense finally got back rolling really in the fourth quarter. Because second and third quarters, 3 points, 0 points. Their offense got back rolling in the fourth quarter. And Lamar somehow gets away from a sack. Somehow in that fourth quarter they had him, and he gets away and throws a wide open bomb to Zay Flowers, the first of 2 in that fourth quarter. Or first of 2, I believe it was the first of 2 in the fourth quarter. And then the Steelers used 2 of their 3 timeouts while they're on offense in the second half of the must-win game in the fourth quarter. Thankfully for them, Kenneth Gainwell ran it in for a touchdown, but still, they used all of their I think they used all of them on the same drive, because the headsets or whatever were fucked. He used all 3 of them on the same drive. Luckily, they scored. But then next, defensively, Jalen Ramsey, was it Jalen Ramsey? He got cooked throughout this whole game. But I was wondering, what are the Steelers doing? Because the next drive, Zay Flowers wide open again, touchdown. He was wide open. You couldn't be more wide open than that. It's literally the same play from the first half, and they got cooked. How is no one within 20 yards of their best receiver right there? Imagine having one of the top shutdown corners in the league and not using him repeatedly against their one. Using Jalen Ramsey. There's bad coverage, and then that's whatever they were doing. Right there. So then the Zay Flowers and the catches that they take back the lead. I mean, you see the picture. I'm looking at the picture right here. He's wide open. I mean, there's nobody within 20 yards. What? Great. They sold out for the run. I guess maybe, I don't know. The football isn't perfect, but it is the perfect way to end the 25-26 regular season. Absolutely compelling winner go home. Coming down to the last minute. Gonna miss these nights, man. I couldn't believe what I saw with that missed kick. Like, I couldn't believe watching this live. He missed the kick. Because Tyler Loop's been damn near perfect all season. He's been damn near perfect. And he misses in the biggest spot of his young career. You know, with the way it was going, and especially after the missed extra point, he had a feeling this game was going to come down to the kickers, and happened, but I don't know, man. I feel like you gotta run at least one more play to get a few more yards with one timeout. Like, I feel like kind of some mismanagement by John Harbaugh. But you definitely got to make the kick. But you had 14 seconds in a timeout, and you took a 2-yard loss to set that up. I mean, I know it's 44 yards, and that seems easy, but it's a rookie, man. 44 yards isn't a gimme. But, yeah, man, what a fun fourth quarter. This was a hell of a fourth quarter. What a way to end the season. And Pittsburgh's in the playoffs. They'll get Houston next week. Let's go to the stat sheet. Pittsburgh scored 26 points. They improved to 10-7 on the year. 6-3 at home. The Ravens dropped to 8-9 to end their season. 5-3 on the road. Scored 24 points. Pittsburgh 0 in the first quarter. 3 in the second quarter. 10 in the third quarter. 13 in the fourth quarter. The Ravens had 7 in the first quarter. 3 in the second quarter. 7 in the third quarter. 14 in the fourth quarter. Aaron Rodgers 31 of 47. 294 yards. 1 touchdown. No interceptions. What a hell of a fourth quarter by Rodgers. Jalen Warren, 14 runs, 66 yards. Rodgers had 1 run for 20 yards. Gainwell, 5 runs, 10 yards, and a touchdown. And Connor Hayward had a touchdown on the push. Kenneth Gainwell, 8 catches, 64 yards. Calvin Austin, the third, 3 catches, 55 yards. Freiermuth, 3 catches, 51 yards. Adam Thielen, 3 catches, 43 yards. Warren, 5 catches, 33 yards. Scantling, 5 catches, 34 yards. Pittsburgh's defense had 3 sacks, 3 TFLs. TJ Watt had an interception, which got on some points. Chris Boswell, 2 for 2 on field goals. Missed a key extra point. Got lucky he didn't come back to haunt him. Lamar Jackson, 11 of 18, 238 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Henry had 126 yards on 20 carries, 6.3 a carry. They had 27 runs, 137 yards, 5.1 a carry. Steelers had 24 for 100, 4.2 a carry, and 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers, 4 catches, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns. Taz Walker, 2 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown. Likely, 2 catches, 32 yards. Andrews, 2 catches, 14 yards. Ricard had 1 for 8. Defense, 2 sacks, 3 TFLs. Tyler Luke, 1 for 2 on field goals, missed the biggest one of the game, but I'm not going over the team stats. I just want to talk about this game here, go over the stat sheet. What a game, man. What a way to end this regular season. There's been a bunch of banger primetime games this year, and good to close out the regular season with one here. But the question is now, what's the future of Jim Harbaugh? They might fire Jim Harbaugh. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. Harbaugh went out there with a rookie kicker and took a knee instead of trying to pick up 5 to 10 more yards for an easier kick. I mean, normally I would say come on here and say, oh, Lamar can't win the big one, but he did what he could in this game. I mean, he threw 3 touchdowns, had a big throw on 4th down, but you had an extra timeout to get more yards. I don't see a way the Ravens can bring back John Harbaugh in 2026. Took a 2-yard kneel in 13 seconds and a timeout and a rookie kicker. About a 5-yard run or something. Do something different. And instead, Harbaugh does that. I know the kicker missed, but it's a rookie, man. At least get him closer. But they got to fire Harbaugh. But yeah, hell of a game here. Steelers move on to the playoffs. Playoffs. But yeah, leave a like, subscribe for more. Next time out. Peace. Have a good night.